What is up, heroes, and welcome to my Pokemon main series game tier list. Now, this is probably going to tilt a lot of people. I think I have very probably controversial opinions on these games. I keep getting asked what do I think of Sword and Shield, what are my favourite Pokemon games, what are the worst Pokemon games. So I thought I'd do a tier list, and I can actually just give everyone my thoughts on everything. Just remember, this is my opinion. I mean, just because if I don't like something doesn't mean you have to dislike it as well. If you love something, then great, keep loving it. If I don't like it, then don't pay any attention to me. I'm just some random dude on the internet who's just giving you guys his opinion on some games. Alright, so I've played every single Pokemon game since Pokemon Red came out, all the way to Sword and Shield, and yeah, there's not a game on here I haven't played, so I think I can easily place these pretty well. I think we'll go in a line. We'll start from, actually no, let's get controversial. Right. Let's start with Sword and Shield. Where does Sword and Shield go on this list? We should go over the list. We've got best, great, good, average, and meh. So, I think Sword and Shield were... I think they were good. I don't think they are the best Pokemon games. And my reasons for that is I thought the story, like, I love the story in Pokemon games. Like, it's really interesting. I think the story in Sword and Shield was super weak. However, I think it got saved a little bit by the characters, because the characters are easily the best characters we've had in any Pokemon game. So much life in them. They're just so interesting, and I just wish the story was a little bit better. The Pokemon in the game just, I don't know. I like half of them. I don't like half of them. It just... the Pokemon are very iffy. Like, the ones I like, I really like. But the ones I don't like, I really don't like. Like, for example, the fossil Pokemon in Sword and Shield, I think are the worst Pokemon we've ever had. I know that, I think the one with the fish head and the dinosaur bottom is, like, I think it's very, very powerful, like, for competitive. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, like, looks-wise. I'm not a competitive battler. For me, Pokemon just, if it looks cool or cute, I'm gonna use it. I don't care if it's strong or, like, the best Pokemon ever. If it looks cool, I'm gonna use it. And the fossils look terrible. The only fossil I can kind of get behind is the one, any of the ones involving the little yellow dude. I think it's like Draco or Volt, whatever his name is. I think if he was a full fossil Pokemon, like his, the top and his bottom half as well as the top half, I think I'd really like him. As well as like Sword and Shield, like I think the wild area, I like the raids. The raids are cool. The wild area just, it could do with a lot of improvements, I think. There's just no exploration in the game. The routes, the towns are beautiful. There's no exploration in the game. Like, you get an escape rope as a key item. Not once. Name me one single place in Sword and Shield where you would need to use the escape rope. There isn't. All the routes are super short. There's no, like, cave to get lost in. There's no, like legendaries to go hunt for. It's just, I thought it could be better. I feel like if it's set up for a Sword and Shield 2, and we get a better story, and there's, like, more exploration and some, like, better post-game, then yeah, 100%. But I can see why people like it, but to me, it's just, it's not the best. It's not the best. Anyway, let's also go on to, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee a bit later on, because it's a bit more controversial. Right, X and Y. X and Y, I think, are average. Like, I don't think, out of all the Pokemon games, I don't think there's a bad Pokemon game. I just think that they're all good in their own ways. But X and Y, I think, was super weak. The Pokemon, a lot of the Pokemon were really terrible. The story was meh. The story's a bit better than Sword and Shield, I'd give it that. Post-game, non-existent. The towns were quite cool. But Carlos, I felt like Carlos wasn't really explored too much. I think it was like, it had the potential to be really good, but it was just very forgettable, you know? And I think the thing that really annoyed me is that you had, like, you got Zygarde, who's got, like, you know, perfect 100% cell form, which looks really cool. You got this, like, really cool story, some of these Pokemon, but the game doesn't explore any of this story, and it's very disappointing. Like, Mega Evolution, awesome. I know it's, like, super broken. I love Mega Evolution. If it stayed, I wouldn't complain. I mean, I'm going from the casual perspective here of just, it's cool. I become super OP. I love the form changes, but just, it wasn't great. And the rivals are the worst rivals in all of Pokemon, hands down. Hands down, they are so bad. Hate them so much. Alright, I'm gonna go on to red, blue, and yellow. I'm going to put red and blue. Where's blue? There it is. To meh. And again, meh. Like, I think they're good games. They're just very dated now. Like, you go back and play it, it's just, it feels a bit unplayable. Like, obviously you got the running shoes, you got, like, when I went to go and I did a video earlier where I checked some old saves, so I got red, blue, and yellow physically, like pre-owned copies. I want to see what the people had in their copy of the game. Like, you had to save the game to switch box, for example. Like, the games are very dated. Very, very dated. Like, obviously I got to put, if we put fire red, leaf green, put these to average. Like, they obviously, if you want to play through Kanto again, you probably go fire red, leaf green over these three, just because they are the enhanced versions. All the upgraded features you got in Gen 3, like running shoes, you know, move Pokemon boxes. So much better. Plus the Sevi Islands. Sevi Islands are so good. I love the Sevi Islands. And let's go on to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I honestly think these games are good. I really enjoyed these games. I really wish we got like at least DLC or something just to bring the Sevi Islands into Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I think that was a missed opportunity. But for me, the art style in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, I really, really love. If like Sword and Shield kept the same art style, would not complain. I know a lot of people complain, oh, going through Kanto again, blah, blah, blah. I don't play through like... I know a lot of people do like replay Pokemon games all the time. I don't play through like Fire Red, Leaf Green or Red, Blue, Yellow multiple times a year. So going back to Kanto for me was like, I don't mind going back. It's been a while. All the added stuff they added into the game, like having green, having Mina just show up at Vermilion City. I thought it was really cool. The new rival. I love the catching mechanic. I think it needs a little bit of tweaking. It's not the most perfect thing in the world. And playing through the game in co-op as well. Really cool. Just, it was a bit broken. Like, I think they could easily tweak it to make it more balanced. Like, to me, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee aren't bad games at all. And a lot of people don't want, like, a Let's Go Johto, for example. I really do. Just for the fact that I think with a few simple tweaks here and there, like, the Let's Go series could become its own little, like, kind of, I don't want to say spin-off thing because they are main series games, or they could be their own little side thing to the actual main game. And I would really love a Let's Go Johto, just with some tweaks to make it more balanced. And instead of, in my head, I think, instead of battling Red at Mount Silver, you battle Gold. Because obviously in Let's Go you don't play as like Red, you play as a new character, and then you find Red in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I think Let's Go Johto, new character, and then you find Gold there. And plus bring Crystal back as well. You could always bring Crystal because I think she's a really cool looking character. And the only games I've actually ever seen her in is Crystal and Pokemon Masters. And Pokemon Masters, please just give me Chris, man. I love that character so much and I can't even unlock her. But yeah, I think the games have a lot of potential. A lot of potential to be good. So I think, obviously, playing through Kanto, you start off these games pretty good. Then Fire Red, Leaf Green improves on it, and then I think Leaf Green. I think Eevee and Pikachu improve on Fire Red, Leaf Green. The only thing I can complain about is there's no Sevi Islands in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which I really think there should be. Like, I honestly think if you added that into, if the Sevi Islands were in this game, I would put it up here, 100%, without a doubt. Like, these games are not bad at all. Not bad. I think they're a bit too easy, but I feel like Pokemon's not exactly aimed at someone that is looking for a challenge, really. Let's be honest. They're going to be easy games. These are quite easy. It was just a bit unbalanced. I think, like I said, with tweaks, these games could become their own series, could be fantastic. Right. Let's move on. We're going to look at Gold and Silver. I think I got to put... These are average games, they're good. And then Crystal we'll put up here. Crystal's a good game. Like, I think they're definitely better than Red, Blue, Yellow. I think I could play through these again if I really wanted to. Obviously, I'd go to Heart Gold, Soul Silver, but again, I think they're a little bit dated. A little bit dated. Not saying they're bad games, just think they're obviously, because they were made so long ago, they're just missing some core features, and you think, like, sometimes you play a Pokemon game and you think, oh, that's, you know, this could change it. I wish they had all these old features back in all Pokemon games. You go play the old Pokemon games, you think, oh wow, they have actually improved a lot over the years. And I just think these games are a little bit dated. Like I played recently Crystal on the 3DS on the Virtual Shop, and it's just I was having fun, but it was just times I'm just like, this is just so slow and a bit boring, you know. I just kind of wish there were just some features, you know, that the newer games have. So I think with staying on topic of Johto, let's go to Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And I think everyone's going to see this coming. Like, let's be real, these games just... For me, sprite-based Pokemon games, I think the sprites look the best. Like, I love the graphics in, like, the DS era. Going through Johto and Kanto, just, it was so cool. The Pokemon available in these games. The side quest stuff, like, when you meet Cynthia and you go to that, like, that cutscene with Arceus, you can see, like, real-world pictures, which is really weird. There's a whole bunch of legendaries to get. There's so much content in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Pokemon follow you. These games are hard to like fault. I think these games are like really, really good, really, really good. I love them so much. What should we go for next? All right, I'm gonna go for another controversial opinion. I think Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Where do I put these games? I put these in meh. All three. I guess I could probably put that average because of the battle. Is it the battle tower stuff? Like the all the stuff, the post game stuff. I think that's probably more like it. For me, Hoenn isn't. I don't like Hoenn too much. Like, it's just I don't like the region. I don't like the story. The legendaries are cool. Like I love Rayquaza. Shiny Rayquaza is so cool. I'm not the biggest fan of the characters in the game. I think like. One of the things I hate the most is, like, the last rival battle you have is with obviously Brendan or May, is that Lily Cove. And they don't even have a fully evolved starter. Like, it kind of sucks. Like, they fixed that in Oraz when you had a battle, like, them after the Elite Four in the post, like, in the credits, which is really cool. But I'm just not a big fan of these games, to be fair. I don't know. I have... If I ever want to go back and play it, I would play... these games, which I'm going to put to good. Like, Oraz, I really enjoyed. Like, I love the art style. The little, like, chibi characters look really cool. The Mega Evolution, the Pokemon in it is really cool. The post-game, it should have the Battle Tower stuff, without a doubt. Like, I think if they had that, even though I don't even enjoy, like, the Battle Tower stuff, I think what it was in Emerald was really cool. And I would put them up there if they had it, but unfortunately they don't. The main reason I want to put this here is the Delta episode I really did like. I like the inclusion of Zinnia. I thought she was a really cool character. I hope like we see a return of her at some point, like more of her story. The music in this game was fantastic. Zinnia and Wally's battle theme, some of my favorite like soundtracks in Pokemon. So good, so good. What else can I say about this? Like I don't know. I really enjoyed Oraz over. Right, Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald. Like I said, like the story is not my favorite. Again, playing through this is not my favorite, but all the added stuff they added into it, it just made it more tolerable for me, and I had a better time playing it. So I've got to put it high. And plus, I think the legendary hunting in this game, like the Hooper rings, really cool. Also, another thing about X and Y, like you introduce like these cool mythicals like Diancie, Volcanion, Hooper, and the story for it sucks. They've like no, like, I don't know, maybe it was like, yeah, I think Gen 6 is when they started doing it. Like you get the mythical Pokemon, you just get it through stupid mystery gift events. You go to the Pokemon, it's like, oh, I have this amazing rare Pokemon, here you go. And that's basically it. Maybe you can take that Pokemon or talk to someone, they have a little unique bit of dialogue, but it sucks. The last thing I can think of is like Black and White, where you had to, I think, take the 3 Swords of Justice to a rock and you do the cross attack and something, and then Keldeo comes. That was the last sort of time we got something kind of remotely interesting. Or like Meloetta with the I think it's the form change in the cafe, it dances. Like X and Y, and it's same with like Oraz. Kind of disappointing. Really disappointing. Like I think the best thing in Oraz was like, you take Hooper to that guy, and he tells you like mysterious story about the bottle, and you get the bottle and you get Hooper unbound. Like, I think there should have been like a cool quest for that, but no. And they've been doing that recently, and I think it really sucks. Like, Game Freak, you're never going to watch this, but for the love of God, you got these cool mythical Pokemon. You give them a cool story in the movies, give them a cool story in the game. Come on, man. Do it. Like, right now, don't know if you guys know this, but in Sword and Shield, there are 2 mythical Pokemon. Well, I think they're mythical. There's 2 Pokemon in the code. We don't know what they look like. They don't know their names. Like, Game Freak learned their lesson. Like, now how, like, Zeraora got data mine and stuff. There's these 2 Pokemon we don't know nothing about. If there is a sequel for Sword and Shield, give us a good story. Don't be like, oh, go to your local game store, go and get a code, and then some random guy will give you the Pokemon at the Pokemart. That sucks. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Anyway, I'm running. I'm getting mad, man. I'm getting mad. Right. Let's move on. Should we go to Gen 4? Gen 4. We have Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. I think I'm gonna put these in good, this in great. Like, I know everyone loves Gen 4 a lot. I do like Gen 4. I think Team Galactic really cool. The Pokemon in Gen 4, I think I literally love like 90% of them. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna put Platinum in best. Yeah, I'm just thinking of like the distortion world's really cool. Diamond Pearl. Actually, I might put these. Oh, if I could put these in between, like they're good. They're like in the middle. I don't know. They're good. They're good. Like Diamond Pearl. Really solid games. There's parts of it where the beginning is quite slow. Let's be real. Like it takes a while to get into, but like the post game, the mythical content, like with Shaman, Arceus, Darkrai, really cool. The amount of legendaries in this game, fantastic. The team, actually no, I'm putting these in great. Like they have a feature in Pokemon I really love, which they haven't done in a long time, and that is teaming up with some random person. Like you got, I think it was Cheryl in the forest. You got the guy in the volcano area. You got, I think it's Marley or Marlin, or whatever her name is. No, is it Marin? No, Marley. The girl with the Arcanine going through the cave towards like where the Shaman event is. There's so much cool stuff in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. They are really good games. And actually, you know what? I'm kind of getting a bit more hype for a remake now. Like, there's so much cool stuff. Like, I'm just thinking, you team up with like one thing Pokemon games don't really do nowadays is like, for example, in Diamond Pearl Platinum, you team up with Cheryl. Is it Cheryl? The girl with the Chansey. You're going through the forest, and you just see that like haunted house just chilling there, and like, you can come back to it and explore that. It's like there's nothing really much like anything that can really intrigue you to come back to areas and go back and explore. And Diamond Pearl really did a good job with that. And there's a lot like to get lost in, like the cave. Is it Mount Coronet? That's like some different sides to go through, and as it gets so lost, like that's a good cave. That's a good mountain. More of that, please. Like, yeah, I think this is fine. These are good. These are good. Right, let's go to Gen 5. Black and White and Black and White 2. I think everyone knows what my opinion are on these games. Black and White 2, Black and White. Let's start with Black and White 1. Like, one of the most interesting stories in Pokemon. Like, N, such an interesting character, and to me, the whole thing, you go through the Elite Four, you think, oh, okay, something's going to build up, and then you beat the Elite Four. Then the Team Plasma Castle comes out the ground. You see like all these sages, the gym leaders come and back you up. You start storming through, and then just like that epic battle with N. Like, I hate using legendary Pokemon, like most of the time, but I think how it kind of builds up, N's this chosen person, gets this like legendary. You become the other chosen person. Just, I think that battle is so epic. Like, I love Black and White. It's so good. I love a lot of the characters. I love how Sharon, just like his character development, he's like, just, oh, I'm going to be the best, blah, 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 blah. And then just, he doesn't really, well, he wants to be the strongest, and just how he learns how to be the strongest, like from Alder and stuff. And Alder's like, there's more to being just the strongest. Oh, it's so good, man. And then Black and White 2 just improves on this game a lot more. And it's really interesting to see how the Unova region has kind of moved on since the events of Black and White 1. Like, I don't know if anyone else got this, but going through Kanto in the Johto games, I thought it was really interesting to see how, like, obviously Kanto had progressed after the events of like Red, Blue, Yellow. Like, you know, like Cinnabar Island had the eruption and stuff. But Black and White 2 is like a whole game around just the evolution of Unova. It's so good. Like, even got like new gym like Roxy and Marlin. I don't know why I keep getting like Marlin. That name right now is always so confusing to me with getting mixed up with characters. But the battle tournament thing. So these games, I really like. I know a lot of people don't like the Pokedex in Black and White and Black and White 2. I like the majority of the Pokemon. Like, the ice cream Pokemon, I love it, man. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, Bisharp is really sweet. Hydreigon's really cool. Zoroark, obviously my favorite Pokemon. I think I like the idea of the fusion, but I wish like all three kind of fused together. That'd be kind of cool. But I love the idea of the fusion of the Pokemon. Like, I honestly, Black and White 2, favorite Pokemon game. Like, if I can maybe make a little bit of a list, I'd put these like just up here. Like, I love all of these games. I think these games are the best Pokemon games. But Black and White 2, I think, just are my favorites out of these. And like, one thing I really love is like Getsis. I think he's just like, Giovanni is just like an evil mastermind. He's just always up to no good, you know. He's just like even like you play Pokemon Masters, he comes to like Paseo and he's like, oh yeah man, I'm just still up to no good. Maybe you can trust me, maybe you can't. Who knows? And then you got other like team members like Archie, Maxie, are like, oh yeah, we're actually kind of good now. Cyrus just ends up in the distortion world. But like, I just think Getsis is like one of my favorite evil villains. Like, he looks really cool. Like, I love his outfit. But like, he legit in Black and White 2, in case you never finished with the story or anything, like, he legit is about to kill you. Like, none of this, oh, let's battle when, maybe you can beat me. No, he's just like, I've had enough of you. Kirim, just turn him to ice. Like, the ice spears, they're literally going to impale you and kill you. If it wasn't for N showing up at the last second, you are dead. And like, even in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, like, Getsis like literally takes Lily hostage. Getsis is like pure evil. Like, he had a son to like manipulate for the whole of his life. It's just, Getsis is messed up. And I love the whole story of like Black and White. Like, I could go on for ages about these games. I think they're good. I love these games. But anyway, let's move on to Alola. Now, a lot of people don't like these games for many reasons. I'm going to put Sun and Moon into Great. Actually, no, I'm going to put these at average. And I'm going to put Ultra Sun. This is where I struggle. Like, Ultra Sun and Moon had a few improvements to Sun and Moon. However, I said this before, if Ultra Sun and Moon kept the story of when Lusamine gets like controlled by the Ultra Beast, like, to me, when you go to like the Ultra Space and then Lusamine gets like controlled in that massive form, that is one of the coolest thing in Pokemon ever. I thought that was just incredible. Like, if we got to fight her, that would be even better. Like, fight her as an actual Pokemon, but just her looking like that, being controlled, I thought was so cool. Honestly, I was like, my jaw dropped when I first saw that. And then Ultra Sun and Moon, they got rid of it, which was really disappointing. But then they had like more sort of Necrozma, which there's some bits I liked, but what was it? Megalopolis, like where you battle Ultra Necrozma. That was one of the biggest disappointments of this game. Like, how are you going to show me this amazing, cool, big city, and literally all you can do is just walk forward and up? That was so bad. However, though, the post game, the Rainbow Rocket post game, was one of the most interesting post games in any Pokemon game. So, like, I think I want to put these all in Great. Like, I really enjoyed the story of these games. I really did. Like, I thought these were good. Good story. I really loved Alola. Yes, the game holds your hand a little bit, but like, so there were some times that I didn't think they were that easy. Like, I know a lot of people didn't like gyms either. I didn't mind. I thought it was kind of cool. One thing I wish was a bit, one thing I wish happened was, you do the trail, you beat the Pokemon, and then once you beat the Pokemon, that trial is completed, then you fight the trial captain. Because otherwise the trial captains just seem kind of pointless, and there's no reason to actually, for them to be there, I kind of feel. So I feel like, to improve on these games, like, to make them best, I think if you could battle the trial captain after, for like, I would make it kind of like a gym a little bit, but I'd do that. Mix the story a little bit, like if the Lusamine went crazy in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and then you went to Megalopolis to get Necrozma, and then she got to explore it a little bit more, that would be better. The Pokemon in this game they introduced, I love all the Generation 7 Pokemon. I love all the starters. I love the Alolan forms. Alolan Raichu, one of my favorite Pokemon. I think it looks so good. But I honestly love these games. Now, I know a lot of people hate them because of the story. Like, obviously, it's a long story. There's a lot of text coming up and stuff. But for me, who doesn't really replay Pokemon games too often, I mainly play it for, like, the story. Like that I'm talking about that first time you play through, how interesting that feeling you get. Alola gave me a really good, like, good feeling. I love the story. I wish as well, in Sun and Moon, and even Ultra Sun and Moon, the Ultra Beasts had more of a part, to be fair. Like, when they invade, they come through the wormhole and all the kahunas come to try and stop it. I wish like we maybe had to go to an island to fight the Ultra Beast to have like, I don't know, more of a boss battle. But then Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon going for the Ultra Wormholes was really cool. Going to their world, again, was really cool. Seeing like going to Guzzlord's world and just seeing how it was destroyed and eaten. Just so you can see more story of them. I thought that was really cool. Like, I didn't think these were bad games at all. I thought these were really cool. I honestly like Gen 7 more than Gen 8. Like, if Gen 8 had the story, if Gen 8 had the story, had more to explore and more to do, I think I would like it more. I think Gen 8 is good stepping stones. Like, it's a good foundation to build on. Like, I honestly think potentially, if they do a Sword and Shield 2, and not like an Ultra Sword and Shield, and they add a story to it, like Marnie and Beedee are gym leaders, they have post-game, better post-game content, they have places to explore, maybe like dungeons like to do through co-op or something. Like, you know how you got raid battles? It'd be kind of cool if like you had like a little dungeon to go through with people in the wild area. More to explore, they had better routes, just if they had to bring the mythical Pokemon in, more story for it. I just think these are it's a good foundation. And I honestly think if they do a sequel and they do it right, it could be up here with Black and White 2. Well, I say like up here. But yeah, this is what I think. This is my order of Pokemon games. I think. Like, I'm tempted to kind of put like Crystal down here, to be fair, if I'm being completely honest. But this is how I feel. This is how I feel. This in case you were wondering. Like, this is my tier list. I don't hate any of these games by any means. I think they're all good games. Just, I think ranking them in order of best to worst out of these games, like, by no means these are bad games at all. I just prefer not to play them over these games. But looking at this list now, it just makes me think, yeah, a remake for Diamond and Pearl should be next and would be really nice. I honestly want a Pokemon Z or a remake of X and Y. I just think Kalos deserves justice. Like, it was so... The region looks so nice and it had so much potential to be a good game. But it just got kind of washed out, a bit forgettable. But yeah. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Like, what your tier list is for Pokemon, mainline Pokemon games. I just thought it'd be really cool and interesting to do for a video. And yeah, hopefully it didn't upset too many people with, like, for example, I feel like a lot of people might put this up here. I just can't justify it. I just can't justify it. I really can't. Like, I don't think they were bad games. I don't think they were great games. I just think for what they were, like, especially like if you look at these when these released, if you said to me, if I bought a Switch and you're like, I want an RPG, not a Pokemon game, just an RPG that released in the last 3 months, what would you recommend? I would not recommend this, to be honest. Like, if you wanted a Pokemon game, yeah, 100% get it. If you're like if you asked me to recommend you some Switch games, I'd recommend this. But if you just asked me to recommend an RPG that released in the last 3 months, like, you look at something like Dragon Quest, or even like Digimon, the Cyber Sleuth, both games like came onto Switch, or even like Ni no Kuni, like 3 RPGs right there that just, I feel like, are so much better. But these, like I said, these are not bad games. They're not bad games. I just feel like they could be so much more. And I keep saying this as well. Voice acting. I think they need to bring voice acting into the game. Not because I think it's time for, like, you know, the game to evolve. I just think, I think like even here they could have added maybe voice acting. Just like the 3DS, I can see it maybe being hard to add the voice acting in. Although you look at something like Bravely Default, Bravely Second, where they got fully voice acted, which is great. I just think the voice actors are already there, you know, for the anime. Just pay them a little bit extra money to come and do the games. Like, you know. Although I guess the games are probably made way before the animes probably got their being voiced. But then again, you're probably planning these, just plan ahead. Find the voices you think are perfect for the anime in the future and then just book them for the game. But yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. And before anyone says like how you can do voice acting with a silent protagonist, just look at like, for example, Dragon Quest 11. Voice acted really well, your character's mute. Just, it works. You know? Like Breath of the Wild had some voice acting in, your character's Link's mute, there you go. Just, it's doable. It's doable. But that's what I think. I think I might do like a full review of Sword and Shield, of like all the good parts, all the bad parts, what I fully think. But hopefully this give you guys a little insight of what I think are good and bad Pokemon games. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace.